Nobody will be able to understand your pain but Allah. So talk to Allah, connect with Him. It will help you. It will give you a reason to look forward to tomorrow.
So the reality of sabr, patience. I don't think sabr is understood. Sabr doesn't mean sit back and passively take, no, but like constantly pray, dua, everything. No. Prayer and dua is one piece of it. I know this is a more sensitive question, but why do Muslims commit suicide? Good question. Why do only human beings commit suicide? Because Allah didn't just say He doesn't burden us Muslim. It says that like He doesn't burden anybody beyond their limit, right? So the larger question is, how do people die out of pain, or how come people weren't able to tolerate the infection and they died, so that they would be a burden, so they couldn't bear the context of the surah, and the context of the ayah is very important. The ayah is talking about burdens in terms of responsibilities. The entire discussion is Surah Al-Baqarah. It's not about tools of life, it's about trials or the responsibility of upholding Allah's word. Like Allah says, be honest, for example, right? Allah says, be kind to your parents. For example, Allah says, humble yourself, for example. These are burdens He placed on us. None of these are beyond what we're capable of. None of these it's not talking about earthquakes and tsunamis, because somebody couldn't bear the flood and they drowned, right? And somebody couldn't bear the psychological pain, how that they were going through, and that's why they commit suicide or whatever, right? So it might be psychological disorder, so they would go to hell, or there's no way for us to say we don't know the actual cause, right? Allah knows if this person was sick or not. Allah knows that, so there's no way for me to comfortably comment on somebody who committed suicide and say for sure they're this way, or that they're this way, okay? And then what advice would you give to somebody? Like, just because the advice I hear is just have sabr, but there's only so much sabr somebody can take, you know what I mean? I think sabr is power. I think sabr is understood. Sabr doesn't mean sit back and passively take, no. Constantly pray dua and that. So just prepare it. Sabr is understood and a piece of it, but versatility and activity is another piece of it. For example, if you're being, if a person is being verbally abused, right, and then the advice is not just make dua, because the problem is not just the weather or the skies or the earth. The problem is another human being. So deal with the problem. Hey, you can't talk to me like this way. I don't want to be spoken to this way. You got to deal with it front face, hand to hand. I want to have this anymore, right? You won't have it. You don't want to deal with people speaking to you like that. You have to confront a problem. That's not a spiritual problem. That one's inability or unwillingness to actually deal with the problem in front of them, and then blame on Allah and say, no, Allah didn't give me enough sabr. No. You have a confrontation problem with avoiding conflict, or you're avoiding a difficult conversation, and then you're saying this is a trial, you don't get to do that, right? You have to face whatever it is you need to face. Allah says, Quran 33:70, speak straightforward, right? A lot of the time it's very difficult to speak to people that we are hurt by, or we are intimidated by them, right? What the Quran is teaching us is we're afraid of the criticism that will come our way when we're speaking to truth. So as long as we're being truthful, speak it out. It's a sabr that you only need sabr when you confront. It's truthful. Sabr has a very active meaning. So make sure you stick to sabr. Thanks for watching the video.